Well, hello YouTube. How is everybody today? Hope you're all having a pretty good day so far. It's going to be mid-70s here today and about 80 tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful spring weather. I saw a bunch of red bud and dogwoods blooming. Starting to see a little bit of green tint on some of the trees. Starting to look a little bit like springtime. Of course, we got a bunch of 50s and 60s on the way. We'll not talk about that right now. Anyway, as most of you know, if you've been watching the channel, you know that we, Heather and I at the Hillbilly Files, we like to sink our little teeth into a mystery from time to time. And that's what we're doing today. Or if you remember Roscoe P. Coltrane, we're in hot pursuit. Yeah. Today we're doing something slightly different. Here on our channel, we like to find stories in lots of different ways. We follow up with the stories that meet certain criteria. Is it something you can make a video about? Does it have a location or a grave? Or hopefully both. It's never as easy to find them as you would think, but when we heard our friend Jack Hatfield tell the story about his great-grandfather, John Hatfield Sr.'s death, and that he wasn't certain where the grave was, we knew this was a mystery tailor-made for the Hillbilly Files. John B. Hatfield Sr. was born in 1895 and died in 1930. The son of Robert Lee Hatfield and Louisa Jane Collins. As most of you know, Jack Hatfield is the great-great-great-grandson of William Anderson Hatfield, also known as Devil Anse Hatfield. He, of course, has a museum here at the old home place of the Hatfields. According to the January 13th, 1933 edition of the Logan Banner newspaper, the once beautiful Hatfield homestead was reduced to rubble from a fire thought to have started near the old mud chimney in the center of the house. And it burned costing furniture as well as priceless Hatfield family artifacts and antiques. Tennyson Hatfield was the youngest son of Devil Anse and his wife Levice. He was said to have burned it on purpose for the insurance money. And this wasn't the only time being accused of doing that. But that's not why we're here today. We just wanted to explain the location just a little bit more. Jack is going to tell us a little bit about his great-grandfather, John Hatfield, also known as Bad John. He died at the young age of 34, and his grave has never been photographed or documented in any way on Find a Grave or anywhere else for that matter. The two cemeteries that we suspect he may be in are listed, but neither of them show him as being there. We do know that this will involve a trip to Warncliffe, West Virginia, and two cemeteries over that way, most likely. But who knows what we'll find along the way. It's always an interesting and fun ride digging up lost history, and I'm sure that today will be no different. So I guess we may as well go ahead and let this little adventure begin. Now, I just happened to see out of the corner of my eye a certain dude who just now walked out.
What are you doing?
Came to talk to you.
I'm scared.
Now, everybody, I'm sure you guys all remember, this is Jack Hatfield.
Nobody knows who I am, Lee.
This is the great-great-great-grandson of Devil Anse Hatfield. And he has a little bit of information that... John.
Okay.
And we wanted to get some information from you about John. I'm going to go see if I can't find his grave today.
Okay.
And we're looking for, as usual, we're always looking for lost, few descendants, always. And there's a really good chance that John could lead us to some others as well.
Are you thinking he's on the cemetery right here?
No, we're thinking of the one over by Warrencliffe.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So what can you tell? What can you tell our viewers about him?
About John?
Yeah, yeah.
John Sr.
Yes.
My great grandfather.
Yes.
He was called Bad John, actually. He's got quite a history. He was raised by Robert, which is interesting. Brandon recently came by, and
Brandon Ray Kirk. He's the historian for, it's either Logan County or the state.
He is the Logan County historian. He is on the West Virginia Historical Society board, and he's the historian on our board as well.
Okay.
But anyways, he was one who nominated me for the History Hero Award and all that I just had to go up Wednesday and met the new governor.
Yeah.
And was quite an interesting character. One story my dad told me about him was that, when these coal mines, all the coal mine wars were going on and everything, he would shoot people from the trains, scabs coming in.
Yeah. That's non-union coal miners.
Non-union coal miners that were coming in to replace the union coal miners when they were striking because of unfair working conditions and whatnot. But I think we might need to call Donna into work today.
Yeah. Gonna be pretty days today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But
do you need to take care of them? We can come back to this. You take care of your custom. You take care of your trail riders. We'll come back.
All right.
Okay. Now let's try that again. We're
right.
here with Jack, and we got a bunch of trail riders. We got a bunch of friends. Where y'all from?
Connecticut.
Where?
Connecticut. Ain't as loud as us.
Where y'all from?
Connecticut.
But Jack was telling us a story, and we had some trail riders roll up.
Yeah.
And they wanted to, go in and check out the museum, all that stuff. And Jack was going to tell us some stories. And I just asked, hey, you guys want to, check out some stories and be on the video. I won't pick on anybody in particular. So what were you saying now? Start over with the story.
Well, they called him Bad John because he was so damn mean. But basically, when the scabs were coming in during the coal mine wars, they were coming in on the trains. And a lot of them are, riding, hanging out the side of the trains or what have you. And him and a few others would shoot them off the train. And the convenience to that part was it's beside the river. So they would fall off the train into the river and kind of disappear. Easy disposal. So, easy disposal.
Yeah.
So they don't even know how many people he killed.
Like that, shooting them.
Yeah, shooting them off the train like that. I mean, I think it was maybe his hobby, I don't know. He was not. He was. I mean, they called him Bad John.
Yeah, you don't get a name like Bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah. No, that's John Sr. John Jr., my grandfather, was a really nice guy. So apparently, I guess maybe it skips a generation. I don't know.
Apparently. Well, now wait a minute. Then that would mean that
Yeah,
you.
that would be me, or no, that'd be my dad.
Okay. You're cool. You're cool. You're cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, that's,
okay.
that's on point right there. That is on point. I do too. Yeah, that is on point. But yeah, so he would shoot these scabs off the train, and they would, their bodies would go into the river, and sometimes they would say the river would run red, with so much blood from them shooting all the scabs off the train during the coal mine wars. And then, of course, the other infamous story is how he died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Check this out, guys.
So our family's all into moonshining and has been forever.
Generations.
I don't know if you know this, but back up there where that flag is where Devil Anse did his moonshining. Where that American flag is on the hill. There's actually a retaining wall up there, and it's all nice
I remember we metal detected.
We dug coins up there.
Yeah, we found a bunch of coins and bullets and all kinds of stuff. Metal
Coins,
detected.
bullets. We found a knife where they was whittling, wood, and then we found all kinds of. Well, we thought it was a root cellar. We were going to dig down. But then we found all these cannon jar lids and pieces of glass jars and all the coins. So then it all made sense,
We found a jar with coins in it from the 1800s. A little jar with silver coins right back there.
Wow.
Right back there on the hill.
Yeah,
Sure
they're
did.
in the museum in there.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in and asks about them coins.
Do they
The jar
really?
coin. Yeah, where's the jar and the coins? I'm like, in that camera right there. Yeah, so he had a bet, supposedly. Brandon's looking into this for us, actually, to try to figure out the truth. But he had a bet that he could drink the first run of Moonshine and live and not get sick.
Now, in case anybody's curious now, the first run of Moonshine, I don't know if y'all know this or not, the first run of Moonshine has all the contaminants in it. And it can absolutely, you've heard that saying about going blind?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where that comes from. That's what that was. It can cause you to go blind, among other things. It can kill
We
you.
don't know if he lived to tell the tale.
Well, he didn't live to tell the tale. He lost the bet. Yeah, he lost the bet. And
How much was the bet? Do you know?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I'd be curious to know how much
I
the
want to
bet
say
was.
$20, but I don't really know for sure.
Which that's probably a lot of money back then. That's probably like
back
$500
then-
bucks
yeah,
back then.
then, yeah, I think I don't know why I heard it was $20, but that's what comes to mind. But I'm really not sure, to be honest. But yeah, so he drank the first run and didn't make it. And if I'm not mistaken, I was also told it was on Johnson's porch.
Really?
But yeah, over there in Warrencliffe, where all my family come from. Well, they come from here, I guess, but Robert moved over there after the feud.
Right.
I think Devil Ants gave him a lot of land over there. And Brandon's actually been researching that. And what was really cool was he brought me Robert. So I'm from Devil Ants' third son, Robert E. Lee Hatfield. And he had two sons, John, Bad John. Craig.
Robert E. Lee.
Hatfield,
Guess
yeah.
who he...
Was named after him. So Brandon brought me Robert's marriage certificate to LJ. Her name was Louisa Jane. She went by LJ. And I held their actual marriage certificate. And then he also brought me, which was quite interesting, very interesting. He brought me the divorce papers, which she tells all in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Mudslinging.
Yes, I mean, yeah. So Bad John was raised by Robert. Robert raised John and Craig, not LJ, which is interesting. And he lived across the river, across from Warrencliffe in Virginia. And apparently, I guess, shacked up with another lady who LJ always said was his wife, and the child they raised was his child. I think it was a girl, but it actually wasn't. Come to find out, Brandon researched, it was not. They were never married, and the child wasn't his, but he did take the child in and raise it.
Raised it anyway.
Yeah. But it was proven that, but in the divorce documents, she states that it's his child and all this, which it isn't. She states that he had a whole other family and all this stuff, but I mean, kind of did.
Right,
but,
right.
But what was more interesting than that was that Brandon brought me a contract he dug up and found. He spends a lot of time in the archives around here. He brought me a contract that they had created 10 years prior to the divorce. They were married about 20 years. And about 10 years in, I guess they fell out of favor or whatever. And so they came up with like a living contract.
Yeah. We're going to live together and...
No, not live together, but stay married. And who has like control of this and control of that.
Yeah.
And who has the kids and the right to the kids and all this stuff.
Who gets the dog?
I don't remember. I'd have to go through it again. It's about 3 or 4 pages.
That's what everybody fights over, is the dog.
But it is a legal contract. Like it is,
Yeah. Cool.
And, and what's interesting too is if you look at the contract, it was very clear him and her were in agreement on everything. But then you look at the divorce papers, and she just throws him under the bus, man.
Right.
Yeah, and it don't even mention the contract or anything like that. I mean, she just threw him completely under the bus. But yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna check.
Thank you.
Guys, thank y'all. That was fun.
Can't wait to watch it. When's the video drop?
It should be within a week.
Yeah.
Within a week. It won't be too long.
Yeah,
It won't be too long.
tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Y'all watch my videos, unlike Jack. All right, I quit. Now, looky here what we found. It just happens to be a Hatfield cemetery, Jack. How about that?
There's a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah, I know of like 30 of them, I believe. Man, this is steep too.
Boy, it is, ain't it?
Why couldn't our families pick level spots?
Well, you know, they do call them hillbillies, right?
Yeah, I know.
And they always say one of our legs is shorter than the other because we're always walking on the
That's
mountain
about
so
the
much.
truth. That's about the truth. You got to go walk sideways coming back down.
Yeah, everywhere.
That is about the truth.
Living here, you're always walking on a mountain.
So we're looking for John Sr. We're looking for, who else? LJ?
I know where LJ's at. She's in the other cemetery.
Yeah, that's at the other one. That's at the big one. That's right.
Yeah.
So, well, there's a few in here that are unmarked too. This is an old cemetery. I see them laying down over here and everything.
Crashed,
How's my battery?
Broken in two.
Yeah.
What's it take to break a headstone in two? That's
hard to
that's some
say.
force right
It's
there.
hard to say. Down trees.
yeah, I guess
But you can see
And
where
it's
some's
stump.
been cut. And that one looks like that one's fell right there.
Yep.
Lost family, my friend.
We'll see.
Long lost family.
So how are you usually doing this?
How do I usually do it?
Yeah.
Usually, brother, just...
we're literally looking for a needle and a graveyard stack.
Yeah, usually you run right up the middle, start on one end and work your way across.
Look at that poor headstone there.
Yeah, I know it. Looks like it used to be a big one, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
Well, looky there, Robert L.
Yep. Dillard Lee Hatfield, 1928 to 1989. This one you've been looking for?
No, it's Robert, not John.
Yeah.
No. Robert is buried with Devil Ants.
Right. This is Robert L. Hatfield, 1905 to 1968.
I think Cap, or no.
Pretty safe bet we know who he was named after, huh?
Yeah, my grandfather, yeah. John, I think Cap and John C. both had children they named Robert too.
Oh, did they both have? Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with this family.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody after each other.
Well, all right. We'll load back up. We've got to head down the road 1.9 miles. Okay. We are.
Well, here's something you don't see every day. You're on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, I know. It feels weird.
We launching the drone.
Yeah, we think we're right at this road right here.
Yeah,
So
go
we're
up
going to do a
that
little
road
bit
there.
of aerial reconnaissance real quick and just see what we see. Try to find the easy way up.
Whee, there she go. You gonna land her back on the car. Look at that. Ooh. That was smooth, Leo.
Well, here we go. We've parked the car
You're done.
over beside the railroad tracks. We are out in the middle of nowhere, as usual.
It's a big drain pipe, doesn't it?
Yeah. I hate this hill.
So I said, Leo, there's a road. I swear there's a road. The cemetery's worse.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh well. We'll get there in a minute. Check out that view. How pretty is that? Imagine that in the summertime, what it looked like. We found the graveyard. We found it. Of course, Jack, he said he's been here before. Didn't really do a whole lot of exploring though. Well, we'll document it today. I may have to get the drone out and fly one more time just for fun. Just because, look at it. You know? We'll fly under a bridge or something. There comes the train, dude. Well, we've got the other drone flight. Just had to fly from here. I mean, look at this.
This is beautiful.
It's the time to go get up on the hillside, ain't it, Jack?
See if we can find old Bad John.
Yep, you ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Wish us luck, guys.
We're gonna need it.
Yeah. Wow, check that out. Careful on the steps. Mary Jane Dingus, 1872 to 1936. Louisa J. Hatfield, 1885 to 1938. Erected by her daughter Minnie. Says the same thing here, Sister Minnie.
She had several marriages.
Wait a minute. Judge, yeah. Judge R. Mullins, 1890 to 1948.
I'm sure these were all her kids.
Yeah, no doubt. This is all your uncles and stuff.
Well, they would be.
Minnie McClure,
I don't know that.
1880 to 1967.
Jewel would have been LJ's grandson.
Right, Ewell would have been LJ's grandson, he said.
Craig, wherever Craig was, right here.
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay, so Craig is LJ's son. Oh, that's funny. He's right in front of her.
Yeah,
Craig was LJ's son, and Ewell's right in front of him.
yeah, yeah. That is it. Yeah, that's a good point. Mother, son, son.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mother, son, grandson.
Yeah. Grandson, all directly in line. That's a good point.
So the story on Devil Ance's gun that was passed to me is Craig here passed it to Judy when she was 4 years old, when her dad took her to Florida and left here. So Craig died in 56. I mean, we don't know Judy's age or nothing, but I'm just saying.
Right. About
yeah.
23.
Yeah.
She's about
23,
24. Yeah.
So,
We love you, Judy.
we do.
This is Craig T. Hatfield, 1892 to 1956.
These are, I'm pretty sure Muriel and Lula were Craig's daughters, I think.
Okay.
which would have been Judy's aunts.
Gotcha. Look, this one is Muriel Hatfield Murphy, 1919 to 1955.
Yeah, and that one's Lula. She keeps talking about Aunt Lula and Aunt Muriel. So.
Really?
Yeah,
Judy does?
Yeah, all the time.
Judy talks about them?
Yeah, all the time.
So she remembers them then, don't she?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
I mean, she was little, and I think they came back to visit once before, like, everybody passed or something.
Huh.
Who's this?
Now, this one here, these are the last two. That's the very last one of the day right there, Jack. This is Lula M. Hatfield, 1911 to 1993. And
it's
this
like
one,
Dixie Hatfield.
Yep.
Baby.
Yep. 1892 to 1920. 28. Huh.
So we only got two left, and I ain't seen John.
Which two's left?
These two here.
Oh, have we not done that? Oh, that's right. We have not done those, have we?
Yeah. Doc Mullen. It might be one of LJ's other children or ex-husband. I don't know.
It's a big stone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Doc Mullins.
Husband of
husband.
Vicey Mullins. Okay.
Yeah.
1884 and 1908. I'm not sure who he would be.
Nice looking stone, though, and it's got a Bible on top of it.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Robert.
Yep.
D.
Robert D. Hatfield.
Son of Louisa and Robert Lee L.
Right,
R.L.
R.L.
Hatfield. Yeah, born 1898. Do you see when he died?
18.
July 11th, 1899.
Yep.
So a year old.
Yep.
And I think there's something on the back.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Cap.
Cap was what they called him?
Cap.
They called him Cap. Okay.
Yeah, another Cap. Cap, son of Louisa and R.L. Hatfield, born 1893 and died 1898.
Yeah.
A lot of young deaths, weren't they?
So they had three.
Nope, nothing on that side or the back.
Louisa. Oh, this says Cap. Cap, son of Robert L. and Louisa. It's like he's got two headstones.
Yeah. Let's check the dates. Hang on, let's look at the dates.
Oh, no.
This says Cap, son of Louisa
And LJ.
and BL.
BL.
RL. No, it's RL.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Robert Lee.
RL. Yeah, it looked like a B.
Yeah,
Hatfield, born
1890.
Yeah, 1893.
8.
And died 1898. And this one,
I think it's just like a Bible.
yeah,
It's like a book.
yeah.
Praying hands here. I don't know what that is. A lamb.
Robert H., son of Louisa
And,
R.L. Hatfield,
yeah.
born. Oh, it's broken. The other piece is broken. The dates are
Why
gone.
would this be here and that be over there?
I know.
And who's in one
Check
of
the
these?
dates. Well, there's no date to check on, is there?
1898.
Robert
1898.
H. and Robert D.
So there was two Roberts?
Apparently. Look at that.
I'm gonna have to ask Judy about it.
Robert. That looks like a D.
Yeah, it does. But what's interesting is they put Cap here and Caps on the other one, and they're both Robert.
That is not a D, that's an H.
Maybe it was a misprint or something? Because it's got Cap here, too.
Yeah.
And that
Unfortunately, it looks as though John is probably in one of these unmarked ones.
That's what I'm wondering. Because you got everybody else with LJ right here.
Everybody else, the entire family. Well, not the entire family, but immediate family.
Right. And then you have two here for children.
Yep.
Don't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Robert H. and Robert D.
You know what? There's two footstones there.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Are there any initials? No. Now this one says GH and RH. Huh.
GH and RH.
GH and RH.
Robert with RH right here.
Yeah, but
But what's GH?
surely that's not a C, is it? No, it's a G. Looks like a G to me. What do y'all think? Looks like a G to me. Surely
I wonder
it might be a C. It could possibly be a C. Can't see anything. It's just a big field
There
stone.
was something here.
Yeah, there used to be. Huh.
I told Dad I didn't think he was up here. Dad said, no, he's up there. I said, I don't think so.
So he thinks he is then.
Yeah, my dad and my aunt, both my aunt and my dad told me he's buried up here.
He probably is then.
Well, if it is, he's unmarked.
Or one of these you can't read.
And
One of
Find a
those.
Grave says he's up here too, but
Yeah,
again,
Yeah, 50.
Who knows?
Find a Grave's about 50-50.
yeah.
Unless Heather did it.
But we've hit every marker up here.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, guys, we did not find John.
Yep. Mystery continues.
Yep. We found some more family, though.
I know where John Jr. is, my grandfather. I know where he's at. He's over in Matheny at that cemetery.
Maybe we'll have to go up there.
Hall Memorial Gardens. I ain't been there. I've never been to his grave.
Really?
Never.
We'll have to go up there.
Yep.
Continue the search.
I know he's there, I just don't know where. And my grandmother's beside him too.
Yeah.
Even though they divorced and I don't think had anything to do with each other after that. But what was odd is she died 6 months after him.
Yeah, you hear about that
And
a
they
lot,
were
too. You
separated
hear about
for
that
many,
a lot.
many.
You
She
sure do.
remarried. Everything, yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, I guess we're going to have to climb back down the mountain.
I think there's a path right here better than
Yeah,
the steps.
yeah. We found a bunch of interesting graves and a bunch of family members and stuff like that.
Not the one we wanted.
Not the one we wanted. We did find a couple, though, that we didn't know where they were at.
Yeah.
And see, like right here, here's another one.
Yeah.
know?
Who would this be?
Exactly. It's just a stone.
A rock with a
Fence post. Old fence post.
maybe they had a fence around here.
Probably did back in the day. Yeah. So, but we didn't find the one we wanted,
No.
unfortunately.
No.
Oh well. All right, guys. We will see y'all next time for the next little adventure, the next hunt. We will see y'all a little bit later then. Y'all have a really good day. And from a random mountaintop near Warren Cliff,
Yep. And West by God, Virginia.
that's it. This is Leo
And Jack out.
and Jack out. See you guys later.